seeing it's 5:30 and everyone's here, let's call the meeting to order. Please stand at attention for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, minutes of the previous meeting.
Move to approve. Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the previous meeting. Any additions or corrections to those minutes? Hearing none, all in favor of approval of the minutes, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries and the minutes are approved. Agenda, anything to add?
Motion to approve. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the agenda. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries and the agenda is approved. Foreclosure sale doesn't go on until 5:45, so we'll skip down to underneath that and go to Kevin.
All right, mine's pretty short tonight too, so I just have the one issue on the contract or task order they're called for the designing of the bridge on Ramsey 4, just south of, well, where Doug Ritchie lives, or south of Highway 17. And the value, just for the topographical survey and hydraulic study is estimated at $12,900. So I guess we need a motion with KLJ. Go ahead with that, signing that.
I'll make that motion.
Okay,
Second.
we have a motion and a second. And what are we getting done for that?
Just doing the survey of all the land around and to determine the hydraulic study.
Okay, so that's for any kind of stream crossing, water flow type stuff, so we can determine how big we need to design that.
Right, and the main reason to stage it like this is so that we can decide whether we're designing a box or a bridge, because the design these are totally different.
Which is completely understandable.
And this is basically what you need to get to that point.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to, this is to sign the contract, correct? Okay, to sign the contract, to contract with KLJ to do a survey, a hydraulic survey for the bridge on Ramsey County 4 south of Bridges Place there, that we're looking at replacing. Further discussion on the motion. It'll cost almost $12,900. Okay, seeing no discussion, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
That's all I have, unless you have something for me.
I was just going to ask the question, so we're doing this portion of it, then after we make a determination, we'll go to design phase, and then when are we anticipating possibly replacing? I would guess probably with 22 maybe at the earliest.
Exactly.
It'll be scheduled for February 2022.
And that's when we're hoping that some money will come into the federal portion of it for the bridge work then.
Actually, this is a whole other pot of federal money, so that federal money's already.
What's already out there, it's just we have to wait a little bit to get there.
Yep, the hoops now, design them.
If we get her done by 22, that's not good, but better than nothing. We'll wait until 25 or 30.
Right, and we can't do cultural anymore this year with so much snow on the ground, and the wetlands can't go in that truck over first.
Yeah.
A lot more work in designing the bridge, you gotta go see if there's any artifacts, and there's a whole lot more steps and loops you gotta get done.
Yeah, and the problem with that bridge is that the head walls are just they're like timbers. So we gotta do a whole lot of work to these head. So. Okay, any other questions for Kevin? Okay, so you got very good. Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Okay. Unfinished business. We got time. COVID-19 discussion. I don't think I have anything necessarily to add other than to say, obviously everybody knows the governor put out an order last Friday evening, I believe it was, with the statewide mask mandate. Doesn't affect us other than we already had the recommendation in place. The only thing it would affect us on is that we previously have made motions to follow the Smart Restart guidelines for memorial building purposes. And the guidelines that the governor put out have it's not a recommendation even, it's a requirement, I believe, that no athletic activities are allowed between now and the 13th of December, whether it's a club, whether it's anything. So that basically means we're gonna, and I was on the call as well as Jeff was earlier today with the COVID Coalition. The park board has put off any activities through at least this week, and then they're gonna have a park board discussion and determine how they're gonna handle everything. So, but we'll have to just inform them, obviously, that, we're gonna follow the guidelines since that's what we've decided in the past. Any volleyball leagues or anything like that are gonna be put off at least through the 13th of December, being that's what the governor had in his recommendation. Unless we wanna make a change, but I think that's reasonable. I'm guessing that the park board, I can't speak for how they're going to do it, but I would assume that they're gonna, all the hockey and everything they said is gonna be off through that point and everything anyway. I think the only decision they have to make is basically if ice usage is gonna be allowable for like rent and stuff like that. But they're waiting to see how the rest of the state is handling it, I think, which is reasonable to make sure everyone's got on the same page. So. Other than that, they had a department head meeting following our last meeting. Talked about work from home if possible again, those same things that we had VPNs and all of those kind of good things. The other thing that was discussed is continuity issues. Obviously we have a lot of small departments. What happens when a department head gets sick? How can things be handled by deputies and other employees to make sure that we have continuity of service? All the departments are kind of working on those kind of things and just making sure that things will get covered if one of the key people is out. Which is, something that we have to look at because it's rolling around right now and people are getting sick. So other than that, I don't think I have anything else to add. It's been pretty much just try to keep people healthy. What we're doing. Anything else to add that I didn't think of?
I think that was about it. That memorial building usage with the Parks and Rec, their adult recreation league. The governor's guidelines are outlining that, so that should put us in compliance with that. We did that COVID Coalition did a press conference, if you would, last Friday, just talking about the importance of following the recommendations, the SAFE guidelines, and this was ahead of what the governor did later that night. But it's very concerning, and we want to just try to keep people safe in order to keep businesses open and keep our kids in school. And that's kind of the message that was sent from several of the community leaders that were in discussion that day. The hospital is doing their thing, adding some additional capacity over there. We're having the same kind of situations that the bigger communities are having right here in rural Ramsey County and Devils Lake. So just remind people to be COVID appropriate, COVID safe, and in order to have a good holiday season, I guess. So.
Yes, on the paper today, Bismarck, can't remember if it's Sanford, they kicked in their surge plan today.
Yeah.
Because they were so overrun right now. So they're putting in an additional 20 beds in a shutdown old clinic, I guess. So their surge plan is kicking in.
And Grand Forks County has just about half of their population in their prison correctional facility has COVID.
80 out of 190 or something.
Yep.
So
it's highly contagious and very unpredictable on how it's going to affect different people. So.
yeah, and thank you to Jeff for representing the county at that conference last Friday. Well, I guess what I've seen, what I've been, the comments I've heard from people.
I think really want to thank the high school, Laura Krasinski and her students came over and videoed it, did it Facebook Live, created a video of that, and putting that up on their Firebird Vision through North Dakota Telephone Company on their channel 472, I believe that is, on cable, and then it's also available on YouTube. If you look under bills like School Development Fund, and it's on there, and as well as on Facebook. So it's about an hour, 40-minute video. Something of the different people discussing what's going on within their entities within the Devils Lake area. So.
Yeah. Okay, very good. We got 3 minutes. Not really good. You got anything to tell us about property nuisance issues?
I got nothing to update you on. Still waiting for a legal determination from the city attorney.
Okay. We'll keep waiting, I guess. Very good. Okay, let's move on to new business. We can knock these out somewhat quick, I hope. Approved computer purchases for the state's attorney's office.
Yeah, Steve was kind enough to research and get some quotes. The first quote came in, I think, around 3,000 something. The second one is 2,590.18. It's for 2 laptops and a docking station. If I'm lying and missing something, Steve, let me know. What it is, so this is the laptop that I take in the courtroom and to the meetings, and it is one from the prior state's attorney, so it no longer works unless it's plugged in. The battery's not going to be charged, and rather than getting a new battery, even as possible for this one, Steve thought it best to upgrade. And then the 2 paralegals, one had a new computer, one is using an older computer. I'm going to use the new computer, take my current laptop and exchange out for this one, and then replace the 2 paralegals with the new laptop so they can take them back and forth for public viewing and working in the office. So I would need the commission to approve spending $2,590.18, and I believe there is room in the budget for it.
Okay.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve computer purchase for the state's attorney's office. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Very good. Okay, it's 5:45, so we will move to the surplus. Foreclosure sales. Nobody called and asked to be let in or anything like that? Is there anybody online who's looking to buy anything? Okay. So what do we legally have to do here then? Just ask if there's anybody that wants to buy anything on the foreclosure list and allow the opportunity? Okay. We are opening the 2020 foreclosure sale for the list that has been previously approved on sale prices, as well as, I'm sure it was in the paper and all that kind of stuff too. So, is there anyone present or online that would like to bid on any of the foreclosed properties? It's like an auction, do I have to ask 3 times? Is there anybody that wants to bid? One last time, is there anybody that wants to bid? Seeing none, do we have to approve anything, or that we just have to give the opportunity, correct? Okay, then we are done with the foreclosure auction.
Unfortunate on that.
Some very popular lots on that thing, I tell you what. A lot of stuff people are just clamoring for.
Could own the whole city lot.
You could, $600 at a time. Oh, goodness. Okay, we're done with that. Okay, back down to new business. Discussion on December meeting dates. It was included in the packet just a little snippet of century code. Essentially, want me to describe it, or would you like to? I have it right here. So basically what the situation is since it's a strange year, new commissioners get seated on the first Monday in December. But the first Monday in December falls after our first scheduled meeting date currently. We'll be seating one new commissioner then, and it's traditional at our first December meeting that the swearing in happens, as well as then apportionment of the different portfolios and outside boards. It would make more sense to push that first meeting in December back 1 week. So that way we would be able to accomplish the traditional things that need to be accomplished at that first meeting in December, and then we would also push, so instead of going first and third Tuesdays, we would go second and fourth Tuesdays. So it would be the 8th and the 22nd would be the thought process. And I told Candy, I guess I don't have a problem with it. It makes the most sense doing it that way, but we wanted to obviously have the discussion at the commission level because we approved the preliminary meeting dates for this year previously at probably our second meeting of December 2019. Thoughts, comments?
The only question that I would have, and I guess I'd direct this towards Carrie, would we have to announce those as special meetings?
So excuse me, can you hear me over there?
Yeah, we can hear it.
If meetings are rescheduled, it just has to be, the notice has to be given out. Whether or not they have to be termed special meetings, I haven't found anything that said they have to be called a special meeting. But the notice has to go out like it was before.
Sure. The only reason I ask is we were, when we doing our water state convention, it kind of muddled up everybody's meeting times and dates down at the state water convention, and one of the attorneys for the Water Users Association stated that we'd have to list those as special meetings. And I didn't think that was right, as long as we, approved it ahead of time and put out a public notice for that, but. I
Well,
would.
different entities are gonna have different requirements
Yeah.
under the law. So I don't know if that's the scenario we can tell into. The couple of attorney general opinions I looked at it dealt mostly with city commissions that had changed their meeting dates. It just talked about the notice requirements under 44-04-20, that they have to be the proper notice requirements.
I would.
The other thing, just for the commission's thought, I guess, if there's, valid reasons that they have to be changed, I mean, that's what you guys would decide, so.
I would tend to agree with you, thank you.
Yeah, that was the first question I had.
Yeah.
Was, does it have to, is it a special meeting then, since we previously advertised dates? But the assumption is, since we're changing them readily with enough time, that it would be.
Yeah, notice will go out how it normally goes out, and if there's somebody who previously has always requested to be noticed at meetings, those folks should get those notices. Like if we have someone who's made that request in the past. Sometimes there's people that want to be noticed, so.
Okay. Further discussion, questions on that?
I'll go ahead and make the motion to change it to the 8th and the 22nd.
Thank you.
Second that.
We have a motion and a second to move the December meeting dates to the 8th and 22nd. Further discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Still there? Opposed, same sign? Might have lost him.
No, I'm here. I just didn't hear enough of the discussion to have an opinion.
Oh, okay, sorry. I should have had Carrie come and stand in front of the phone thing, my fault. Okay, motion carries. Meeting dates have been moved. Okay, we have a gentleman who walked in the back. Were you here for the sale?
I was, apparently, I didn't realize that it was moved downstairs, so. I was
Oh,
downstairs
okay.
waiting.
Are we allowed to still sell stuff?
Let me look.
Well, we gotta ask the state's attorney. Yeah, I mean, you can come in tomorrow and buy anything for the minimum bid, really. if you'd like. Or you can talk to Candy immediately following the meeting, because there's nobody else here to bid. That's correct?
That's correct.
Correct. Would that be a decent way to handle it?
Yeah.
Talk to the auditor right after the meeting, and anything that's on the list you can buy for the minimum bid, because there's nobody else here to bid.
So I wait up in the lobby then?
And we're just about done, so.
Yeah, we're just about done, it'll probably be 5 to 10 minutes at the most. Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Candy, good catch. I wish we could have put that thing coming afterwards. Okay, visitors and delegations, do we have anyone? Okay, nobody in. Announcements. Do we have any announcements? Go ahead.
I would just announce, I anticipate some sort of order coming from the court system tomorrow as it relates to COVID, but I don't yet know what it's going to be. The last check on the Supreme Court webpage today, there's 16 different courthouses throughout the state, either restricting access to the public or not allowing public in. So I've heard there's something coming.
Okay. Okay, well, we'll look forward to hearing about that, I guess. I think I had anything else to mention. Oh, I should say canvassing went well. Following the election, we had a few ballots that came in late, but they counted because they were postmarked previous to election day. So how many did we add? Like 10? 10. Yeah. But then we got to see what the machine worked and everything went through fine. Nothing obviously that was going to change anything, but it was good to get that taken care of. Other than that, I guess nobody minds, I'll take a point of personal privilege and say, obviously this is Mark's last meeting, Commissioner Wilson. Personally, I can say I appreciate your service.
Thank you.
It's been, what, 12 years?
Yep.
Anybody that steps up and takes one of these jobs needs nothing more than a big hearty thank you. And I've always appreciated, obviously you and I probably don't agree on a lot of stuff, but we find places where we agree. And we talk, and it's always been a fantastic relationship back.
Absolutely, yep.
So I appreciate that very much.
Yep.
And thank you for your service.
I would certainly second that.
Thank you.
Thank you for 12 years of dedicated service. Greatly appreciate it.
I'd also like to say I'm very proud that I served the county for 12 years, and we have a wonderful group of employees. None better. I visit with other counties, and Kevin's been good. We've gone through state's attorneys, we've gone through people, and we got a number one county. We should be very, very proud.
Can't disagree with anything there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, Marty.
You bet.
with that, do we have any further things or announcements? Seeing none, we are adjourned.